Jeff's Superscript is brought to you by Black Cat Comics and Collectibles, in my opinion, the best comic shop and clubhouse on the internet. Make sure to follow them at Black Cat Burbank on Instagram and ask them about their Stray Cats Club for special perks. Hi, I'm Jeff, and welcome to another one of my videos where I take a look at all the new comic books coming out on either July 20th or 21st, 2021. And I ask myself the question, what one new comic book would I buy this week if I could buy just one book? No introduction this week. I'm going to jump right into the content of this video first by taking a look back to my pick from 2 weeks ago, which was X-Men #1. And the question remains, was it a worthy and worthwhile pick to be my just one book pick of the week? And the answer is no. No. I mean, okay, so it was fine. It was entertaining. There was an exciting battle in it. We teed up some future nemesises for this new group of X-Men. They have a new base of operations. There were some really fine, cool, entertaining things in this comic book. Nothing against it in and of itself. My problem is I could make a whole video, I'm not going to, but I could make a whole video about my opinion about the state of the X-Men these days. I'm a big X-Men fan from, back in the Chris Claremont days of the X-Men. I love these characters so much. But right now, the X-Men and just the mutant community seems pompous and overpowered. And, I'm not very interested in them. They're not very sympathetic. Back in the day, they were sympathetic because they were fighting to protect humanity, to protect the planet Earth, a planet which oftentimes hated them. This was a really interesting and compelling dynamic, not to mention that they had fantastic adventures. Now, the X-Men just kind of do what they want, when they want, and they're completely overpowered, and they're just kind of, we do what we want. And they're just not very likable. So I'm going to basically just start cutting out all X-Men titles, which is a bummer for me because I really enjoy the X-Men. There needs to be a reckoning in the story of the mutants right now. There needs to be some major fallout to break up their stability because they're just not interesting the way they are. I have a feeling that's going to be coming, but it can't come too soon for my taste. All right, that's everything I wanted to say about the X-Men and about that book. Next, let's move forward with the 6 books that I want to talk about this week that are new out this week. First, my 5 honorable mentions, and then I will end with my just one book pick for this week. Let's jump right in first by taking a look at a book called Siphon. This is issue #1 from Image Comics. Here's the description. When a fast-living EMT is entrusted with the power to sense and siphon pain from others, Silas is presented with a new purpose: to ease the misery of those around him. But the more he uses this gift, the more it curses him with carrying the burdens of others' pain. And it soon attracts the attention of mysterious forces who covet the power for themselves, forcing Silas to decide whether he will continue his mission or revert to his old ways. Comic book documentarian Patrick Meany teams up with artist Jeff Edwards with a story by Mohsen Ashraf for the creator-owned Noir Fantasy. Okay, this isn't really jumping out at me and being like, hey everybody, you need to know about this book. But it's kind of sort of interesting. Sounds like it could be cool. If it sounds interesting to you, it's worth picking up. I mean, it's new and it's in issue #1. Image is doing some really nice work. So, I don't know, it might be worth trying if you're looking for something new to try. Similar with this next book, which is Bermuda. Issue #1 of a 4-issue limited series. This is from IDW Publishing. Here's the description. Presenting a fantastic new adventure by New York Times best-selling and multiple Eisner Award-winning writer John Layman and eye-popping, mind-blowing art by Nick Bradshaw, There's a region in the Atlantic Ocean where planes disappear, ships are lost, and traveling souls go missing, never to be heard from again. And there's an island within this place, mysterious and uncharted, untouched by time and civilization, where all who are lost end up, human or other. Bermuda lives here. She's 16, scrappy, and living on this insane and wondrous jungle island, fighting at every turn to survive, is the only life she has ever known. She can handle the dinosaurs, the pirates, the crazed soldiers, dark magicians, and strange monsters. But the weird new kid who washes ashore just might be the biggest challenge Bermuda has ever faced, as he drags her along on a perilous rescue mission she wants no part of. And he's likely to be the death of both of them. All right, this sounds like a fun kind of adventure, semi-fantasy type story. I think that this could be entertaining. It is from IDW, and it is about a 16-year-old character named Bermuda. So this definitely seems like it appeals, you know, IDW is generally for young adult audiences. This one absolutely seems like it is for teenagers specifically, but it seems like it could be enjoyable to people of all ages, but probably specifically teenagers. So if there's a teenager in your life who you want to share a cool comic book with a fantasy adventure kind of angle, maybe you consider checking out Bermuda this week. The next book I want to mention to you is Moon Knight #1 from Marvel Comics. Here's the description. I am Moon Knight. The mysterious Mr. Knight has opened his midnight mission, his people petitioning for protection from the world and from the weird and horrible. The Moon Knight stalks the rooftops and alleys marked with his crescent moon tag, bringing violence to any who would harm his people. Mark Spector, in whichever guise he dons, is back on the streets, a renegade priest of an unworthy god. But while Khonshu languishes in the prison that Moon Knight put him in, Moon Knight must still observe his duty, protecting those who travel at night. Let it be known, Moon Knight will keep the faith. All right, Moon Knight is a character that I don't know much about. I have never read a Moon Knight comic book, or I don't even think I've read a comic book in which Moon Knight even appeared in any way, shape, or form. So I know nothing about this character. What I do know is that there's a Moon Knight television series coming. People seem to be excited about it. And this is a new Moon Knight series that is coming, most likely here to capitalize on the attention that the coming television show is bringing to the character. Will it be good? I don't know. Sounds like actually a pretty cool character. Sounds like a character I'd like to know more about. Am I going to pick up this book and read it personally? No, I don't think so. I'm not there yet, especially not with this new series. But if you love this character, if you're excited about this character, if you're excited about this new television show, if you want to learn more about this character in advance of the television show, these are all good reasons to consider picking up this book this week. The next book I want to mention to you is Legends of the Dark Knight, issue #3 from DC Comics. Here's the description. Bad Night, Good Night draws to its epic conclusion. Time runs out, and Riddler's new partner, Quiz, captures Batman. The Dark Knight must make a deal with this deadly duo to escape and stop the mysterious gas mask salesman disrupting the Gotham Underground from selling to one of the city's most dangerous villains, the Scarecrow. Okay, I have read the first 2 issues of Legends of the Dark Knight. It's not good. The writing is really not good. I'm not a big fan at all. So you ask, why is this on my list this week? Well, it's because of the Riddler's new partner, Quiz. Quiz made her arguably first cameo appearance in issue #2. I imagine you could also argue that it was her first full appearance because she was in several panels. She talked, she kind of introduced herself. I don't know if it's going to fall into the cameo or the first full, but just in case, I'm actually still going to pick up this third issue, and then I'm going to stop this series altogether, just so that I can have both of her first appearances and just have my bases, I don't forget which one it is, covered. This is a tough one for me because I think there's spec potential here. The value of issue number 2, where this character first showed up, either in cameo or first full, whatever you want to call it, basically had no movement on the secondary market. I get it, she's not the Riddler, she's Quiz. She's Riddler's new partner. Why should you get excited about Quiz? Well, I guess the same way you might get excited about Punchline. Who knows what the future will hold for this character, and Batman is here to stay. Batman's not going anywhere, and a new version or a new partner of a classic villain, something worth paying attention to. So like I said, even though Legends of the Dark Knight is not well written, the art is pretty good. It's actually written by the artist. The art is good, so I give Derek Robertson credit there, but as a writer, I have to take a pass. But anyways, there might be some spec potential here, that's why I'm going to mention it. I need to move on to the next book that I want to mention to you, which is Superman and the Authority, issue number 1 of a 4-issue limited series. Here's the description. Sometimes even Superman finds a task almost impossible. Sometimes even the last son of Krypton needs to enlist help. Some tasks require methods and heroes that don't scream Justice League. So Clark Kent, the Metropolis Marvel, seeks out Manchester Black, the most dastardly of the rogues, to form an all-new authority tasked with taking care of some business on the sly. Not only will Black know the right candidates for the team, but if Superman can make him behave himself and act in service of the greater good, then he'll prove literally anyone can be a hero. They'll have to move quickly, however, as the Ultra-Humanite forms his own team to take out the Man of Steel. This new limited series helps launch an all-new Superman status quo, setting up story elements that reverberate across both Action Comics and Superman, Son of Kal-El, in the months to come. And not only is Superman putting together a superstar team, but it takes superstars to tell the tale. Grant Morrison and Mikel Janin. Okay, so Superman is not my favorite. Superman's popularity is not at an all-time high. Let's just put it that way. They're mixing things up with this Superman, Son of Kal-El. It seems like Jonathan Kent is going to be the new Superman. And as this description said, there's going to be a new Superman status quo. And this book is basically going to begin to show us what that means. This is all interesting to me. You throw in the fact that Superman has to kind of put together his own form of like a suicide squad to solve problems that apparently he can't solve himself, which I find interesting in and of itself. Like, what problem can't Superman solve? He's the most powerful superhero ever. And also like taking the bad guys and working with them. I always find that dynamic to be interesting. So there's a lot of things about this story that sounds kind of interesting to me. As a little bit of a side note, originally this book was going to come out every other week or twice a month. I believe that is going to happen for the first and second issues, but then the third and fourth issues are going to be spaced out monthly. This was because retailers requested it. They didn't like the every other week scheduling. They were like, I don't know how to decide how many of these to order because it's all happening so quickly. So DC spread them out a little bit. So just so you're aware of that. But anyways, this sounds interesting. It sounds like it could be cool. I wanted to put it on your radar. All right, that's all my honorable mentions. Now we are going to take a look at the book this week that I would buy if I could buy just one book. And it is a bit of an interesting one to me. Let's get into it. The book that I would buy if I could buy just one book this week is Mom, Mother of Madness, issue number 1 of a 3-issue limited series from Image Comics. Here's the description. Game of Thrones superstar Emilia Clarke debuts an extra-length 3-issue miniseries. The mayhem begins with Maya, under the weather scientist by day, over the top superhero by night, and badass single mom 24/7. Deadpool action and Fleabag comedy collide when Maya activates her freakish superpowers to take on a secret sect of human traffickers. Mature readers only. Comedy and chaos await in the first of 3 40-page issues by the glamorous artist of Horde, Layla Lies, however you pronounce it. Okay, so as you could tell as I was reading this book passes the smile test. As I'm talking about it, I'm smiling. I mean, you tell me, Deadpool action, Fleabag comedy, mature readers, comedy and chaos. These are all pretty cool and pretty interesting things. I'm very curious about what the tone and the story and I don't know what this comic book is going to be all about. You throw in the fact, and this is a significant fact, that this is written in partnership with Marguerite Bennett by Emilia Clarke, who played the Mother of Dragons on Game of Thrones. I get a little bit potentially of like a Berserker vibe. Now, Emilia Clarke is not Keanu Reeves, but she is an actress with with a star that's pretty high up there and continues to rise. I could see that maybe she wrote this story for herself, and that if it turns out to be entertaining enough, that it could be optioned with her playing the main character. And so it's possible, like as with Berserker, how we knew the first time I heard about Berserker, I was like, oh, okay, well, this is going to be a movie or a television show or something. And as soon as the first issue came out, yes, of course, they announced that it was. I get a similar feeling with this. So not only do I think that this book could be a fun and entertaining read, not to mention the fact that even though the issues are oversized, they are $6 a piece, there's only 3 of them. So it's a super low commitment. You could try it, you buy your 3 issues, you didn't like lose out that much on time or money just by giving it a shot. But it also, I think, has some serious spec potential. And you pick it up, and even if you don't really like it that much, you stick it in the old PC just in case this ever gets turned into something else. And who knows, maybe it blows up on the small screen or the big screen. Anyways, between the spec potential, between the description sounding like fun, these are all reasons why this week, if I could buy just one book, I would buy Mom, Mother of Madness, issue number 1. Okay, that is the content of this week's video. I'm trying to move through them a little bit more quickly to value your time and, of course, mine as well. If you like the content of this video, if you like the fact that I'm trying to do it a little bit more quickly, likes are appreciated by me. Just go ahead and minimize, hit the like button, and we can just finish up this video, which is going to end in about 30 seconds. In addition, if this is the first one of my videos that you're watching, thank you so much. I would invite you to go ahead and subscribe. I just put out a new Test Your Comic Book Grading Skills video that you might be interested in checking out for fun. As always, thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one.